Hello there, chat. How's everybody doing? Greetings and salutations, Snow. Thank you so much for the... no pooping! But thank you so much for the continued subscription. I appreciate it. Let's see here. Alright. Streamlabs... Twitch says we're excellent. Streamlabs is running optimally. The chat is scrolling. And the game is running. So... I say we're good to go. I wish I could have said that about an hour ago, but it took me an hour to log in. Oh, gotta love when new expansions come out, man. The queue times. Woo, the queue times. Alright, let's see. So someone's really trying to get it. Yeah. Yep. Alright, so, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get this party started by saying greetings and salutations to you. My name is Featherhoof, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. Where, I finally got into the game after being 2,414th in line. So, yeah. So if you have a four-digit number, you're looking at about an hour. But I'm here now, and yesterday, or rather earlier today, or in the morning, we unlocked the new classes. We got Zaripa, which is a cool class. Look at all the emo he just, exudes. And we got the Sage, which I really want to learn. I was very bad at it yesterday, but I want to learn it because it's actually really cool. I'm just terrible at it. But we're going to stick with Dragoon because I am a Dragoon main. And we're actually, since we got the new jobs and we experimented with them and looked over the skills and so on and so forth, today we are going to do the story. We are storying it up. So, if you don't want spoilers for the story, this is your moment to check out. But we're going to do some story stuff. After we do our daily visits to... Oh, wait, no. No, I think the Ghost Saucer would have reset by now. It's like an angry librarian because of my drinking glamour. So, did you... You were talking about how you were going to Fantasia your Jatir. Do you have the bunny boy? Are you all bunny boyed up? For people all talking about how they were going to, Fantasia up into a bunny boy or roll a bunny boy alt, I haven't seen that many. Oh, thank God. It's just the statue one. Mine, please. And mine, please. Ah, damn it. Oops. Ah, crap. I went full Bishi. Bishi? Is that one of them weeb terms? Is that short for Pishonen? What the hell? That was weird. My controller stopped. Oh, crap. Look at all those ones down there I gotta get. Ha ha! Mine, please. Mine, please. So how's everybody enjoying Endwalker so far? For those who are playing it. Wait, I hear one nearby. Why? Oh, it's above me. Okay. Yoink. Yoink. Okay, one silver, so I'm missing 4 in total so far. Okay, is there one up there? Yep. Crap. Ooh. Rat. Ah! 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 Ooh. Ah! Fuck me. Oh, wait, where's the gold? Oh, it's... Oh, God, it's way over there. Okay. There we go. Try to clear the... Yep. A lot of people are. Oh god. Oh god, Ha! 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 There we go. Perfection. Whoop! There we go. So let's see. I'm excited. Endwalker is here. Even though I'm still doing things I always do, as I didn't feel like anything new yet. Because I'm still just... I haven't done anything new yet. I haven't got any new places. I want to so bad. I'm going to, but I can't wait. I got the new fashion thing. It's stupid, but I have it. I got the fake glasses. All terrible. Where is it? Yeah, the false spectacles. Yes. And now I can do this. But unfortunately, those things get rid of my minions, so that makes me sad. So let's see. We need to go the next ship to sail. Mordona, eh? Then I shall go to Mordona. So where are you in the queue, Snow? They could have, but they didn't. Okay, you're almost there. I'd say another 10 to 20 minutes at most. Look at everybody. There's Alice and Ishtola and Gratia and Estinian and Alphino and Tataru and Thancred and Urianger. No Kryl, though. And no Minfilia either. Oh, wait. I don't give a shit. Haha. Horse chestnut weapon coffer. What? What? I mean, I like the word horse, but what? Warren, do you have some time to talk? I would like to gather everyone in Dawn's Respite and together assess the situation in which we find ourselves. You mean the situation where you got disowned by your douchebag of a father and we all need to stabbity death him in the nuts? Let us take stock of the facts, shall we? The crisis at hand began with the sudden appearance of ominous towers in a multitude of locations throughout the world. We have since learned that said structures were brought into being by an organization known as the Telepheroi. The Telepheroi's stated purpose is to recreate the final days of eons past, an apocalyptic event that would result in the destruction of all we hold dear. Already have these towers of theirs been the cause of untold suffering. I know, they've been just bringing down property values. It's just terrible. Countless innocents kidnapped and imprisoned, their faith perverted for primal summonings. And unless we find a way to deal with the corruptive auras surrounding the spires, we can't even get close enough to rescue anyone. Those shielded with the blessing of light seem to be able to resist tempered, at least. But what after it happened to our involved in Fordola, we need to be very, very careful about how we proceed. Yet while these threats close to home are of paramount concern, we mustn't lose sight of the situation in Garlemald. As you know, the Telephroi are under the leadership of Fandaniel and one other delightful fellow, Xenos Yegalvus, the Crown Prince and our dear friend. To date, he's reclaimed his old body, murdered Emperor Varus, and plunged Garlemald into an even deeper pit of chaos. The capital has probably seen the worst of it. For a good while there, it was the bloodiest fighting in the War of Succession. But that has since changed, and in troubling ways. Aye, during our reconnaissance, the air was not once rent by the barking of cannons or the cries of discord. It was an eerie fog of silence which did blanket that ruined city. The inhabitants appeared to have been tempered, and with nary a word spoken did they labor to transform the palace into a soaring edifice born of nightmares. If they were indeed made thralls, it seems safe to assume that these events, too, were orchestrated by the Telephroi. An army of primals is awful enough, but in light of recent developments, I fear it is only the prelude to an even greater catastrophe. We need to devise a means to counter this threat, and quickly, before our allies are overwhelmed. We will find a way in Sharlyan. I am sure of it. Master Fortunal's comments regarding the final days were curious to say the least. The Forum knows more than it's letting on. Sorry to interrupt. We've just received word from Mistress Kryl. She says the arrangements for your visits have been finalized. Here we go, baby! You're to head to Limsalominsa and board the next ship bound for Sharlyan. And on arrival, present yourself as associates of the students of Baldessian. Come to assist the Order's restoration. The arrangements may be settled, but what are your thoughts? They must race at the prospect of returning home after so long. I am eager to see it, of course. Of course. We should set off at once. He has the same ear wiggles that I do. Then I'll accompany you to the docks. You need at least one person there to wave and cry and wish you a safe journey. No, Tataru! Come with us, Tataru! It'll be like old times in Heaven's Word. God, that quest accepted theme, it just sounds so much like, I don't know, like a ripoff of King's Quest or something. It sounds so weird. There's something I heard in, it almost sounds like something I heard in, like, Battle Chess once. Question. Okay, my master volume's all the way up, good. No. Oh wait, what am I doing? Yes, I don't have to touch it. God, I'm an idiot. I'm already starting this off dumb. What about my character, Snow? Hello? I demand passage on your boat, please. I think they're somewhere around here. There they are. Everyone's here, which is good because I've already paid for your passage and the fee is non-refundable. Oh, well, good. All right. The ship for Sharlyan should be pulling into port soon, so please allow me to have all your luggage close at hand. They're gonna let the little potato carry all the luggage? She must be stronger than we thought. Look, I can't help but remember the last time an expansion started with us getting on a boat to a new land, in Stormblood. It didn't end well for us as we got shipwrecked on a ghost ship and had to fight ghosts.
They've almost finished loading our cargo. We should be ready to depart right on schedule. Or so I'm told.
Excellent. 'Tis nice to have a smooth beginning to one's journey, at the very least.
$38 months. Oh, Ellie! Thank you so much for the continued subscription. 38 months. Thank you so much.
It's funny. Master Louis Soir came here on a ship very much like this one. And now, years later, the street urchin he befriended that day is bound for his mentor's homeland. With his mentor's grandchildren, no less.
Aye. 'Tis upon reflection that every twist of time's river and fate's whims are brought into sharp relief.
You know, sometimes I wonder, does Urianger talk poetically on purpose, or does it just, like, happen accidentally?
Thou hast matured much in the intervening years. Wert thou not caught attempting to relieve Master Louis Soir of his purse scant moments after he made landfall upon this dock?
Ha!
Oh, really? Now that's a tale I'd like to hear.
Just action.
Will this be your first visit to Sharlyans, Sir Estinian? Sir Estinian?
Are we strangers newly met? Why this stiff formality?
I, merely meant it as a professional courtesy, since we are now colleagues in an official sense.
I'd rather you dispense with the sirs, especially in private company.
Oh.
Or I'll be forced to respond in kind, little Lord Alphino.
You've made your point, Estinian. Painfully well.
Better.
God, Alphino just has so much, so much, you know, gay energy with so many of the male characters in this game. It's like, just fuck them already, man.
Are you all right, Tataru? You seem positively distraught.
Distraught? Me? Don't be silly. I think it's lovely that they get to see their homeland.
I'm just a little disappointed because there's so much sexual energy in the air towards everybody else, but no one has any towards me.
It's just, we're trying to thwart the schemes of an army hellbent on destroying the world.
And that's new to us how?
And, once again, I have to stay behind and worry that this is the last time I'll get to see my friends.
Hey, you came with us on Heaven's Word, okay? Come on. You're not always left out. Think about things we...
I'll hold you to that.
Good.
Ah, good. You're still here.
Hey there! Don't see you too much.
Coulternay, what brings you all this way?
We wanted to remind people we
assist
existed!
The Maelstrom and the Kobolds with a lunar primal operation, so we thought we'd see you off before heading to the tower. Flamine and the others wish you all a safe journey, and promise that they'll look after things here until you return.
How are you gonna do that exactly? Isn't everyone who gets near those towers get all thralded? Unless they have the protection of the Echo?
Aye. We, your fellow Scions of the Seventh Dawn, will do our part to ensure the end of the world won't happen on our watch.
Look, Hori, you got a little something on your nose there. Are you, where you got a little...
Set the sail! All aboard for Sharlyan!
It's time.
Then we must delay no longer. We will contact you the moment we learn aught of value. Wish us luck.
Okay.
Have a safe journey. And please, please, be careful.
Just make sure you have a piping hot pizza and fresh cheesecake for when we return. Is it snow? Is that the one from the trailer? I think the Mikote boy has a, we have pretty weird dance too. I've never liked the racial dance for the male Mikotes.
And
It's just
so
weird.
you venture forth unto the unknown.
Who's speaking in my brain?
A fate beyond the horizon that cannot be divined. The future undefined and in flux. In uncertain times, naught but the simplest words of wisdom will suffice. That which lives is destined to die. Love leads to loss. Every beginning has an end.
Every cheesecake is delicious.
Treasure every moment, every step of your descent.
Is that Xenos?
And there, in the depths where souls and stars rest, find your truth.
Is that a fact? God, I haven't seen this in a while. We're gonna land on that dragon there. Ooh, a creepy version of Answers.
Here. Feel.
Haven't heard from you in a while, Heidelin. How you been?
Think.
To those who walked before.
The day has
To
barely
lead
dawned,
those who come after.
my fellow earlier riser. Though we're hardly alone in that. Envious of those still sleeping soundly, no doubt.
Oh god, yeah, well, 2.0, but yeah. Watching them being all like quiet in the carriage, talking to another dude. Only this time it's Gara.
Called out to you, you say? I've heard nothing myself.
She hasn't forgotten what you did. Okay,
In
Gara.
any case, I dare say the CA
Graha.
will do you good. Why not join the others on deck? Sharlyans should be coming into view at any moment.
Yes, madam. Do you have something to say? Do you see that lady who looked over at us as we got up? That one chick looked like she was like laying on the table. Open doors. That is sus. Lady! Hello, lady. How are you?
My voice yet reaches you. I am glad. Hear, feel, think.
Idolin?
And thus do we meet face to face at last.
Oh!
My warrior of light, guided by the crystal.
Okay, sure. We'll go with that. Let's see. Why? I can trust your words no longer, because I'm sus that I've been thralled. Although, proof that I probably ain't, if I can say that.
You have visited the first. You have every right to say that.
Hence why I said it.
You have gained an understanding of what I truly am, what Eidolon has always been, a primal.
Uh-huh.
Zodiac was created to forestall the apocalypse which threatened the ancient world, and I was brought forth to bind him.
In the darkness? In the darkness do you bind him?
Yet 7 times now, those who would orchestrate a return to that bygone era have rejoined a shard to the god I had sundered. The greater his strength grows, the swifter does mine own diminish. The power to draw your mind into the rift betwixt is no longer mine to wield. Yet though it taxes me sorely, I dare not leave these words unsaid. Even bereft of my guidance, you and your companions have accepted the burden of this star's troubled past. A conjunction has begun to form, an intertwining of your time and mine. Wheels shudder and turn. Conflict looms. Monumental. Which will decide the fate of this world and all life upon it.
I just noticed the mask on her chest. Huh. Looks familiar for some reason.
When you truly understand what is at stake, and your journey has prepared you to surmount the insurmountable, then shall I honor the promise made in another time, another age.
Pizza and cheesecake?
Cast your peepers to the fore, folks. Sharlyans just over yonder.
I will not keep you further. Your traveler's heart must yearn to behold this unfamiliar land.
It is. I'm excited.
We shall meet again, and soon.
You're tall. Also, your hairstyle looks like that of like one of the Veras, and it looks weird not to see the bunny ears coming out of the top of it. Good morning!
Oh, what a fine morning. Oh, still a bit stiff, though.
You were sleeping on the ground. What did you expect?
And a good morning to you too. Taking a look at the island already?
Then let's go. Let's go. Might still be room in the prow if we're lucky.
Stop using boat terms. I don't understand them. What is a prow? I know the fore is the front, and the aft is the back.
Ah,
Then
sleepers have arisen.
stern is right, I think.
There she is. Good old Sharlyan.
I don't know what left is.
Oh, I see it.
Man, I can't wait to get there. The place where my family disowned me. It's going to be great.
Home. Home at last. Well.
You guys shut up. I want to hear the
maybe
music that's
it's
playing in the
ours,
background.
But we'll manage on our own. If we must.
You do know you're not alone in this, don't you?
Estinian giving words of comfort?
Indeed. 'Tis as Sir Estinian said.
Who?
Forget not the comrades who boarded this ship at your side.
That is so weird. I was expecting snark out of him, but words of comfort is different from Mystinian.
We are ever grateful for your steadfast support.
Upon arrival, we will be disembarking into the heart of Sharlyan proper.
I can't wait to explore new places. I can't wait to explore new places.
There is no greater concentration of wisdom in all the world. I am confident that somewhere within that center of knowledge and learning, we will find the answers we seek.
I still love Yshtola's eyes. Her eyes are awesome. Moon! Come on, game, don't give us any spoilers. Endwalker. I like her. I like her blind eyes. Her ether seeing eyes.
Sharlyan, the solitary island nation of the northern seas.
Uh-huh.
Where under the watchful gaze of Thaliak, patron deity of scholars, academics hoard all manner of knowledge and secrets. Once, they deigned to accept foreign students into a distant colony maintained in the Dravanian hinterlands.
I remember that, yeah. We were just there.
How swiftly they abandoned it once the first Garlean boot set hostile foot on Alamegan soil. So averse to the prosecution of war, these men of wisdom, your would-be allies.
Northern Empty, Old Sharlyan. We have our new hub!
I thought they'd never let us off the ship. What's next then? Entry applications?
Hopefully they find no cause to deny us.
If they do, I'll cause Stabby death.
Hasn't Sharlyan all but severed relations with foreign powers? Those of us without direct ties, myself included, may be refused outright.
'Tis true that, as a nation, Sharlyan only forms trade agreements with a select few neutral countries. But from a practical standpoint, an island cannot afford to be overly strict with its borders. Especially not if that island's people are wholly devoted to the accumulation of knowledge. If one submits the proper paperwork, with satisfactory evidence of identity and intent, then foreigners may be granted entry.
Cool.
May.
Quite. So let us be absolutely clear on these points before we proceed.
Okay.
The immigration officer will ask for your affiliation and your purpose of visit. Considering Sharlyan's views on intervention, I strongly suggest we avoid any mention of the Scions.
Sorry, I wasn't listening. What about mentioning Scions? Okay, got it.
Kral has laid the groundwork for us to act as associates of the students of Baldessian.
Oh, I did say that right. Cool.
The reason for being here is to aid in their order's restoration.
I've already forgotten.
Grahatir, it might expedite our progress should an actual student be seen at the head of our little group. Would you mind leading the way?
Of course. The immigration officers were this way, as I recall. Shall we?
Okay. Do I get it? Oh, come on. I want to explore this place, damn it. Let me walk.
Greetings. We've just arrived and are eager to make our way into the city. Would you be so kind as to process our entry applications?
Certainly. I see by your mark you are an Archon.
Thank you. Those glasses aren't for show, just for show then.
Here of the students of Baldessian at your service. I was assigned to an Eorzean survey team, but have returned to assist with the reformation of my order. My associates here will provide additional support.
He looks cool to me. In a nerdy kind of way.
Very good. I have paperwork detailing your group and its scheduled arrival for today.
Okay, why'd you get like suddenly hostile?
And it seems some few of your companions are also Archons. If you'll step forward, we can process those applications first.
I know, but I like him. Because of that. Ugh, damn it.
See how it glows? That list is etherically linked with the citizen registry kept in the main repository.
Oh. Neat.
I've confirmed your status as Archons and amended your travel records accordingly. Welcome home. Now, who do we have here?
Why does my... It sounds like this chick's about to ask for the manager any second now. I don't know why. It's their tone.
Alphino Leveilleur.
And Alize Leveilleur.
Your applications have also been approved. Having said that, the streets are abuzz with talk of how House Leveilleur's lord disowned his young progeny.
And your point?
And while such personal circumstances constitute no reason to deny you entry, I urge you to avoid exacerbating your present situation. Times are quite troubled enough already.
I don't like you. There's something about you I just don't like.
Keep that in mind.
These last two are not Sharlian natives, but you will find their credentials are in order. An application was made in advance.
We're dragoons, so don't worry. We'll eventually just kill ourselves if there's a problem.
Name and occupation?
Let's just go with adventure, yeah. We don't want to cause issue.
An adventurer. Well, I suppose that is considered a valid calling in your native Eorzea. And it does indeed match the profile provided. You may enter. And you, sir?
Estinian Valino, formerly of the Order of the Knights Dragoon in Ishgard.
Formally, at least. And what, pray tell, is your profession now?
I kind of want to, Snow. I really do. He forgot, didn't he? He fucking forgot.
If you'll allow me...
Hey, Cryle!
My associate is a mercenary, hired for his strength at arms. Surely you are aware of the dangers we often face on our forays into the wilderness.
Mistress Baldessian, if you insist on sponsoring his entry, then so be it.
God, there's something about you that's so Karen-y that I want to punt you.
But while I appreciate that desperate times call for desperate measures, I find your choice of company concerning.
Excuse me?
Realize that even a single misstep may have severe repercussions for your organization.
I have every confidence in my chosen company, dear and trusted comrades that they are. But I thank you for your concern.
Aw, so does that mean I don't get to cause Stabbity death at a whim? Because I want to cause Stabbity death at a whim. I mean, what's the spear for, if not to cause Stabbity death at a whim?
Croyle, it is good to see you.
Likewise. Long voyage notwithstanding, you all seem none the worse for wear. There is much to discuss, but this is hardly the
It was only
place.
like, what, 3-4 minutes? It was fine.
Shall we?
Wasn't that long of a boat ride.
Oh. Welcome, friends, to Sharlyan.
The Dragoons are the only odd ones out
I
here.
should hope my welcome includes a generous salary.
I had to say something, Sir Taciturn.
Ah, I love Estinian. He's even better now that he's lightened up. Like, now that he's lightened, like, I've always loved Estinian, but, like, now that he's lightened up, he's even better. Okay, I could just continue the story, but I want to look around. I want to check this place out. Yes, but first off, hello, Mama Blacktail. How you doing? That's because this is one of those special occasions. I took off work because of the early access, and I wanted to play it. Of course, it took me over an hour to fucking log in because new expansion, but I'm finally here. Oh, God, haven't had to do this in a while. What do we have here? We got delivery Moogle. Ah, here's the hunting board. Okay. Do I have this unlocked yet? No, not. In order to hunt the specimens, you must have the following requirements. You must continue the elite and dangerous. You must have completed the main scenario quest, Old Sharlian new to you. Okay, so that's probably the next quest. So how you been, Mama Blacktail? How is the you? Ooh, what is it here? The Last Stand. Ooh, it's pretty. Dickin! Dick on! So, sir, what exactly do you have your dick on? Oh, it's like a little, eatery. Huh. Cute. What is this? Oh, that's probably like... Oh, where does this go? I know I should just worry about getting, the Aetherites, but I just can't help I get curious. I'm glad to hear that. What happened this morning? Are you better? I mean, how did it... Oh, God. Shame on you, Blacktail. I like the music. The nighttime music here is just chill. And you know how much I love chill. Yeah, I hear that. This morning was bad for me, too. I tried not to let it show, but... Man, oof. I was suffering hard from, my Moderna booster. But I'm better now. 24 hours later. This is a little 24-hour hangover. Ooh, look at their Aetherite. Fancy. Time to set new home point. Set new home point. There we go. Yeah, let's see, where's another one? Ah, there's one straight ahead. Kind of wish I had showed up during the daytime. I want to see this place during the daytime. I think I saw a bunny boy. I did see a bunny boy. Hi, bunny boy. First food for a starting frame was stolen, then my coffee went all over the counter, then I had no milk, and 5 other things happened. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh my god. Oof. Oh, that's right. Now we gotta get the traveling points too. Oh my god, it's all the things that you forget you have to do when you go someplace new when you haven't been any place new in a while. Holy shit snacks. Those are some shiny walls. Holy crap. Yep, same as always. There we go. This one is unlocked. Here's a question. For anyone out there who plays 14, do you ever use the Chocobo Porters? I remember like using them when I first started playing the game. But like the moment I got my own Chocobo, I was just like, I don't need this. What? Why is... get this out of my sight. That was a shiny Dark Knight sword. Holy crap. Controller? What the fuck are you doing? My character just stopped dead. That was weird. It's like the third time it's happened today so far. That's concerning to me. What the fuck is that? Hello, whatever you are. The hell was that? What the fuck? What? You now have access to the... Oh, it's the Lavalier estate. Okay. Is this a bunny boy? Nope, that's a bunny girl. There's one way over there, the studium. I think that's the last one. I'll never understand why people in chat have to, like, chat via shout so that everyone in the area hears their conversation. Never understand why people do that. So if you're talking to somebody next to you, you could just put it in say. You don't have to do shout. Like, people are just having, like, long, drawn-out conversations in shout chat. It's a weird thing to me. Giorgio? Come with me, cute justice. We will spread the cuteness and justice to all of the aetheryte crystals. That you now have access to the studium. You attune yourself to all the aetheryte shards in Old Sharlian. Hooray! There we go. No, not Alpha, no. I'm trying to get to... There we go. I'm glad I spotted your ship coming into port. The officers are born bureaucrats and sticklers for detail. In any case, you may relax and take a moment to get your land legs back. My arm is still a little sore, but it's better than it was yesterday. I had thought to launch directly into an explanation of what I've learned and how we might proceed. In the open? But this is Warren and Estinian's first time in Sharlyan, and for the rest of you, a homecoming that was long overdue. You must have places you wish to visit and people who you're dying to see. Therefore, I propose we postpone our agenda so that we may all have sufficient time to recover from your journey and get your bearings in the city. Once you've settled in, we can reconvene at the Baldessian Annex. How does that sound? 'Tis a fine suggestion. We may not be welcome at the Levelia estate as such, but I should like to nose around the neighborhood all the same. Hey there, Tyro! How you doing? I am equally untethered, as it were. There is no particular place that my kin call home. Still, I would not pass up an opportunity to reacquaint myself with the city. Likewise. A quick tour of our old haunts might even yield some useful gossip. I only just went live 56 minutes ago. The annex was west of the Aetherite Plaza, wasn't it? I shall join you there anon. Yes, we'll see you there. Your caps lock is on again. I, too, have places I would be remiss in not visiting forthwith. By thy leave. No, Tyro. No. It didn't take me that long to defeat the Sage quest. But of you, Estinian, my services as a guide are yours for the asking. Do not let him go off alone. He will cause stabbity death somewhere. That won't be necessary. Until we reconvene, I prefer to wander as the wind takes me. Thought it was me. but I could... oh. Well, Raha, would you like to join us then? You've been gone for quite a while, and this would be the perfect way to refresh those dusty old memories of yours. Of course. If you will have me. Come, Warren. Sharlyan awaits. Did you now? Oh, who do we have here? I see a friend. After you, my friend. I am more than content to follow your lead. Garatia is now accompanying you. Keep him at your side in order to proceed with the objective quest. You can leave Garatia behind by entering a different area using the Ethernet or by putting too much distance between you. You can also speak with Garatia to select the option to part ways. If you wish to have Garatia accompany you again, return and speak with him at the original location. While Garatia is accompanying you, While Garatia is going to try next... Oh, whoever that friend of mine was is gone. Okay. Where is Kryle? Oh, there's Kryle. Do not forget Mistress Kryle, our worthwhile guide. Story short. Think about it like BNA, but some people are born with a big third eye that lets them turn into dragons. Oh! Got a brightly peacocked color dragon that is real friendly towards non-dragons. All set. Then let us be on our way. Our first stop, amusingly enough, will be the last stand. It's a cafe on the west side of the harbor. Kryle is also now accompanying you. Lead your two companions to the last stand and speak with Kryle at the designated location. While you are accompanied, you may encounter conversation points along the way which offer additional topics of discussion. Enter the glowing area and speak with your quest companion to initiate these bonus conversations. Enjoy exploring your surroundings together. So... wait. This person's on my friends list, but I don't know who they are. Okay, how do I... Do they just follow, or... Actually, where are they? You'd enjoy them. I watched them. Where are they? Oh, there they are. Oh, here they are. They're right behind me. Okay. I couldn't see them in the giant aftermath. Of course, Kryla's slow with her little teeny legs. Ooh, is that the talkie point, or is that where I have to go? Ah, this is the talkie point. Where's the statue? There's the statue. Now that is a sight one could hardly forget. The great statue of Thaliak. As a student of Baldessian, I was usually quartered on the Isle of Val, but I would gaze upon the scholar's wise features every time I returned by ship to the city. Why not turn off names? Because then I can see if a friend's nearby. This path leading out towards the sea is known as the Thaliak Stoa, so named for the statue of the scholar which stands at its end. As you know, the Sharlian people prize the accumulation of wisdom above all else. Thus, when Thaliak was chosen as our patron deity, it was more a matter of pragmatism than belief, an alignment of principles, as it were. We may have honored him with a rather impressive sculpture, yes, but our faith is not so restrictive as that of, say, the Ishgardians. Individual Sharlians can, and do, worship the divinities of their choosing. I don't know. Because I like it this way? I don't know. Why do you do what you do? And here we are, the last stand. I may have mentioned this before, but although our research into nutrition and food preparation is quite extensive, the average Sharlian tends to regard seasoning and flavor with a certain indifference. How can I put this? The food is, it's bland. As encapsulated by our infamous Archon loaf, the prevailing sentiment towards cuisine is dietary value first and taste in a distant second. There was one pupil of the studium, however, who could stomach the school's insipid meals no longer, so he quit his lessons and poured all his savings into building a proper eatery. And so the last stand came to be. It is, as the name implies, the sole dedicated outpost to fine dining in Sharlian, the one and only bastion of the culinary arts in an isle of otherwise mediocre fare. I seem to recall their burger being hailed as one of the most impressive items on the menu. Not that I have ever had the pleasure of eating one myself. Because you were a typical Sharlian when it came to cheap and convenient, Raha. But surely Tataru has since taught you how to appreciate a well-prepared dish. We should all stop in when time permits and sample the cafe's delights. Shall we press on? The stairs to the side of the cafe there will take us up to the Aetheryte Plaza. Okay. Let's see. Oh. God damn it, controller, why are you doing this? Oh. Ah, crap. Oh, there we go. Any talkie? God damn it, controller! What the hell's going on? An unusual shape, isn't it? I assure you, however, that it is perfectly functioning aetherite. Remember to attune yourself before we move on. Now, being the diligent tour guide that I am, I should make mention of the Confluence, a research facility located on this very plaza. Its much vaunted discoveries are the reason Sharlian stands at the forefront of teleportation technology. In deciphering the underlying principles of Allagan aetherites, it allows us to understand and reconstruct what was essentially a lost art. And off we go to our next destination. Our path leads northeast to the Agora, Sharlian's largest marketplace. Okay. Ooh, talkie point. I think. Is that a talkie point? Oh, it is. Do you mind if I browse the shelves for a moment? There might be some hidden gems I've yet to read. Only a moment. How optimistic. Feel free to browse all you like, but we won't wait around for you. Perhaps I'll return here later then. These little open-air bookstalls are so uniquely Sharlian. I'd always thought them a common sight until I visited other nations. Oh, Graha. Or Raha, as everyone's just calling you now. So here's the market, where we buy things. Welcome to the Agora, where you can find wares made in Sharlian, as well as a wide selection of imported goods. They also used to sell questionable prototypes from the various research institutes, but I think that practice has thankfully died out, for the most part. Otherwise, I can think of no better place to stock up on your next big adventure. Am I overselling it? On a more serious note, the next stop on our tour is one which has particular relevance to our ultimate purpose here. We must head back to the Aetheryte Plaza, follow the path north, then climb the stairs up to that imposing building at the very top. Okay, fine. I guess I'll do that. Any other talkie points? Come on, where's all the talkie points? Come on. Oh, this is one. These little decorative features are typical of Sharlian architecture. Aside from the research wing, our headquarters on the Isle of Vol were rather simple and rustic by comparison. Your nickname, like you stroll as a stroller. Yeah, I know. I gathered. This is the Nymphoeum, an area dedicated to the blessings of water. For Sharlians, water represents more than a life-sustaining liquid. It is a reminder of the great flood which precipitated the birth of our nation, as well as a symbol of the knowledge which flows from Thaliak's divine ewer. This is the reason you see an abundance of fountains throughout the city and a propensity for utilizing water as a decorative feature in our architecture. Is that a fact? So here's a question, Snow. If the Archon Loaf was in the book, would you make it at least once? Would you at least make it one time? This grand structure before you is the Rostra. The name refers to the original public platform erected here, upon which a forum of elected representatives would deliver orations and debate publicly. Although the stage has since evolved into council chambers, the nature of the forum and the duties of its members remain largely unchanged. Throw at someone? Am I boring you, Raha? You seem awfully distracted. My apologies. From here, one can see the entire city spread out below. The vista put me in mind of my arrival in the first. Those who had gathered at the Crystal Tower asked me how they might go about building a new home. Naturally, my answers were all inspired by my knowledge of the finest settlement I could think of, the great city of Sharlian. And bit by bit, those few buildings grew into a town, a community, the Crystarium. I can almost see its echo. I see. Feel free to come up here whenever you wish. I don't think the counselors would object to you simply enjoying the view. Such memories should be treasured. For now, however, the tour must go on. Our spectacle of sightseeing concludes with the fittingly named Journey's End. Walk down the stairs to the east and continue straight ahead. Oh yeah, it does look pretty. It does look pretty. Huh. That is a pretty vista. Can't wait for the time to be daytime, though. Where are these? Oh, there's the stairs. Can I access this area if I am not at the asset screen? No, the MSQ brings you here. This is all part of the MSQ. It's you know, so you have to. Sort of like how you couldn't enter Heavensward area until you finished A Realm Reborn. It's, you know, it's a new expansion. It is what it is. I don't think this is the new rebuilding place. This looks too nice to be the rebuilding place. This is only the first area I've seen in this game. I don't know what the new rebuilding place is going to be. We've arrived at Journey's End. History tells us that this was where those who put ashore with Archon... Whoa. What? Nyunkrepf. Nyunkrepf? What the f... Okay. I really, really wish a developer from Final Fantasy XIV, a Final Fantasy XIV developer, would come to my stream and talk in chat to me and explain to me how they come up with these names. I mean, literally, I can only think of one thing. The Japanese people take an English alphabet board and they just start throwing darts at it with numbers on it. And whichever letters they line up on, and in that order with the numbers on them, that's the name. Because that's the only way I can think they came up with Nyunkrepf. Those who put ashore with Archon Nyunkrepf built their first homes. In the present day, it serves as a residential district for the most important officials and the oldest Sharlayan families. You'll see that one mansion is clearly larger than its neighbors. That estate belongs to our friends from House Lavalier. All things considered, we should probably keep our distance for the time being. Maybe. And with that, we bring our little Sharlayan tour to a close. I hope it has proven to be an entertaining and enlightening experience. Now, shall we head directly to the Baldesion Annex? You remember the way, don't you, Raha? Let me think. We head down towards the harbor, cross the bridge to our right, then follow the path below the Aetheray Plaza? Correct. After you, Warren. Okay. Ugh. You know, the only bad thing is that even though I'm feeling better, you know, I've gotten over my my temporary illness from the booster shot. I still have that taste in my mouth. You know when you get sick, you get that taste in your mouth that is just like everything tastes bad. You know, it's like your mouth tastes bad, your breath tastes bad, food tastes bad. I still have that, and it's kind of driving me nuts. I'm thinking after I finish this quest, I'm going to go down and get a glass of water real quick. Just to see if I can, like, wash out my palate. Ooh, wrong way. As the joyous look on Raha's face has undoubtedly informed you, this is the Baldesion Annex. If you continue up the hill, you'll arrive at the doorstep of Phenomenon. But I think we've explored enough for one day. We can take you there another time. Inside with you, then? I hope they say Phenomenon a lot. I hope they do. I'm back, and I brought Warren and Raha with me. Ah, you were right about the ship then. Hello, Graha. It's nice to see you again. And it's a pleasure to finally meet you, Warren. I've heard many a tale of your exploits. Ojika! Ojika Sunjika? Ojika Sunjika. Okay, her name's fun. That one I'm going to give. I actually do like that one. Ojika Sunjika is a fun name. It has been an age. Allow me to introduce Ojika Sunjika, Administration Officer for the students of Baldesion. He oversees the day-to-day business for the Annex. You may recall meeting his cousin, Ejika? I actually don't. Oh yes, Eureka. I've read the initial reports, quite a shock to hear what's become of the Isle. Do take care if you have the opportunity to rejoin the expedition. The game thinks that I did the Eureka just because I unlocked it. I have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. I did the little quest to unlock it, but I never went there. This place is like a second home for the students. The Isle of Val served as our main headquarters, of course, but we often had occasion to visit Sharlyan. Whether to make use of the city's research facilities, attend conferences, or procure supplies from distant shores. And the annex here was built to provide lodgings for our members while we engaged in such activities. What does Ojika Sunjika say about putting dogs? Ever since our former headquarters, along with the isle itself, vanished, the annex has served as our base of operations. And yet it feels so empty. With so many lost to us, our organization is a shell of its former self. The day will come when we will see the students rise again. But first, we must ensure that the Telephroi fall. Maybe this will be the rebuilding place. Through that door on the left there is the main hall, where we can discuss our options moving forward. Or this is just going to be like the Rising Stones of Endwalker, maybe. Once everyone arrives, that is, you probably have time to rest before our discussions begin in earnest. I've had private quarters prepared for you in the Andron, so please feel free to make yourselves at home. Just do not go to the East Wing. The East Wing is forbidden. It is forbidden! Aha, the nap rooms. Perfect for an afternoon doze. Says the cat man. Oh, I didn't mean to give you the wrong impression. The chambers are quite well appointed. Far more so than the cheap roadside inn, you may be assured. 'Twas simply that we were often so busy with research, or exhausted from journeys abroad, that we would slip into the Andron just to steal a few winks. And that is why it's forbidden! It is forbidden! And thus they became known amongst the students as nap rooms, even if many such naps might last well into the following morning. Say the word, and I'll be happy to show you to your chambers. Hopefully the others won't be too long in coming. I'll wait for you all in the main hall. Oh, is this our new room? Like the Crystarium's, the pendants? Or any of the inns at, like, Gridania, or... Oh, Jesus! Welcome back, Warren. Ready for a nap? It is. Yep, okay. I want to see what it looks like. I want to see... Do we still have an invading bird? Okay. It looks like the bird from the first hasn't followed us. Jesus. It almost looks like cluttered. Like really cluttered. Like even more so than my apartment room. Sheesh. It's pretty, but pretty cluttered. Alright, give me a minute. I will be right back. I need to go get myself a glass of water. I will be back in but a moment. Okay, I'm back. I have my glass of water. Which even that tastes bad. Okay. So we've been introduced to our new quarters. I believe we need to go this way. Wow. Nice. Is that supposed to be Garuda or a fairy? Feeling refreshed and alert? Our colleagues should be wandering in soon, so I suggest we stay here and wait for them to join us.
Pray forgive me. I was delayed.
The hooker just wouldn't fucking... she just wouldn't fucking finish. It took for fucking ever.
It's fine, Oriange. We're all here now.
Let's get down to business then, shall we? Come what may, we must prevent the Telophoroi's plans from coming to fruition.
Yes.
At present, I see two paths for gathering the information which may aid us in achieving that goal. The first involves an investigation into the change which has come over Sharlyan, not to mention the recent inscrutable behavior of the Forum. As most of you know, the 99 members of the Forum are elected from the general populace. This alone guarantees a plethora of opinion with regards to foreign policy.
And I'm sure it works out, you know, for the best every time.
The bibliotheques, for example, are a group of conservatives which would have Sharlyan focus on recording history, while remaining entirely uninvolved in the making of it. And at the other extreme, we have advocates for proactive diplomacy and direct intervention. My grandfather Galef was one such member.
Yay!
As was Archon Louisois.
Oh, I love that they actually mentioned Galef. Oh, sorry, I'm such a huge fan of Final Fantasy V. When she came in and she had the cat ear hood and her name was Kryl, I always I love the callback to Final Fantasy V. She actually said her grandfather Galef. Ah! Love it.
Yet despite our diverse factions and philosophies, the recent vote to deny Eorzea's request for assistance was unanimous. Even more concerning was the fact that many cited other, more pressing duties as justification for their recalcitrance.
Oh, really?
Fortuno's refusal in Gridania had those same undertones. 'Twas as if, having stared unblinking into the face of impending doom, he had simply turned away to pursue something more important. But what could that possibly be?
Cheesecake?
A mystery indeed. and one which I ask for your help to solve. Our future may depend on it. As for our second potential path, it concerns a request made directly to the students of Baldessian. Our organization was founded primarily to study strange and unexplained phenomena the world over. Mysterious relics and ruins, arcane disturbances, and so forth. Compared to our more isolationist Sharlian colleagues, we have strong connections overseas, namely with scholars and academics who share our passion for the unknown.
Ah, damn it. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back again. My apologies. Sorry. Alright, I'm back. They have a Roland Berry cheesecake in the book. I'm excited to try my hand at it. Do it! Whoa! We lost a lot of frames there. What the fuck?
The request in question comes from one such acquaintance, Nadana, an alchemist residing in distant Favner.
Razatan!
Her missive describes the sudden appearance of a tower, and the subsequent summoning of what I can only assume is a lunar primal.
Oh, we're losing all kinds of freaking, oh my god!
In response to this threat,
what's using up my
the
internet? God damn it!
Satrap at Han, the individual who governs the city-state, has instructed the alchemists to find a means to deal with the spire.
The artisans of that land are heirs to an ancient tradition, one rather unlike that of their Uldan counterparts. It is possible, nay, probable, that they have gleaned truths unattainable by Eorzea or their Far Eastern allies.
Sorry, guys. I gotta figure out my internet. My internet suddenly went bonkers. I got no downloads going.